So crank it up loud. Let the story unfold. We're the masters of smash. Be brave and be bold. In the heart of the battle, we'll rise from the ground. With every beat pumping in a warrior sound.
Good evening, good afternoon. What are you doing with your hands? Can't hear you.
Why does StreamYard keep
Uh-oh.
muting me?
Oh, this is how we're starting this one off, huh?
God. Well, at least Alex is first, so
Alex is
that's
first,
normal.
and episode 94.
Oh yeah, welcome to the Smash Masters
you know,
podcast. Yada yada yada.
Yeah, right. So yeah, it's all good. How we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
It's been really good.
What you been up to lately?
I've had a lot of hail work going on. A lot of the recent storm damage work, or the storm damage that we had out here. I've gotten a lot of work from that. Just been grinding out here and pretty much doing nothing. I go to work,
doing nothing.
Go find all my jobs, and then I come home and I hide. That's what I do.
Okay. What do you do when you're hiding?
Really well. I hide. It's really, really good. That's what I do.
Well, I've been seeing some videos from you lately.
Yeah. So yeah, I know that's what you were getting at. So I've been picking up guitar, been playing that again. That's been fun. It's been real good. Something that I kind of needed back, I think, in my life, that I'd put down for at least since 2022, and been recently picking it up. So 4 years, a little rusty. Some of the stuff's coming back. Some of the stuff's more difficult to pick up, but it's been fun.
Awesome.
I've been having a great time.
That's really good. No, I'm jealous. It's something that I would love to start sitting down at the drums or picking up a new skill. I do have a bass guitar. I have no idea how to play. So, that would be a good challenge, good hobby to get into.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's fun.
No, yeah. Finding new hobbies, finding new things to do outside of the normal everyday stuff is good. It's fun. And it doesn't have to be, for me, it can be guitar. I mean, I like to do a lot of different things, but that's easy to do. It's literally right there. Just pick it up, come right to this desk and just play,
Awesome.
And I like stuff like that, stuff that I don't have to be all out here and make huge amounts of effort to do and still have a lot of fun. So
yeah. Well, that's good. I'm glad you got that. That's important. I think I need to pick up a hobby like that. Who knows? Maybe it will be music again. We'll see. I was kind of thinking 3D printing. I don't know. I just keep thinking about it.
You're gonna 3D print some Stefan bobbleheads to put on people's dashes when you do dent repair.
You're not supposed to tell everyone.
All right, well, my bad.
Jeez, that was supposed to be a secret. Jesus.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good idea. No, I just, I always have ideas of how to organize things and how to do this and that. And honestly, I just need something to fill my time other than scrolling TikTok.
Right.
So, like that's all I'm talking about. So it's
yeah, you do a lot of TikTok scrolling. I know you do.
Well, you do. I can't believe the amount that my buddy Ken just said he's 3D printing while he's watching. But anyway, I can't believe the amount of work social media has turned into for me. And also not only that, but the amount of people that are like, oh yeah, I've seen your videos. I know you do good work. Just go ahead, and they'll even take off and they'll be like, yeah, send me the payment link when you're done. And they just pay it without seeing. They aren't worried about it, nothing like that. And it's like, that's pretty cool.
Well, they know you're going to do a good job.
Right.
Because I mean, obviously you're out here posting yourself.
Right.
Out here, and
transparency.
People that are going to be shady are not going to put themselves out in the open like that. So that's one good benefit. I mean, Yeah.
I've seen some videos, man.
I'm just saying, like, you
I've
can
seen
tell
some
though.
videos.
You can
Yeah.
tell though, you know.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's been good, so
Mhm.
but yeah, I would love to get into I think 3D printing would be fun. Anyway,
Um, 3D print what though?
tool holders, I don't know,
Oh my god.
stuff to
Stuff.
organize
Just
my
all kinds of stuff.
van is, just all sorts of things, this needs this, I'm an organization guy. If I
Mhm.
can like make a spot for something that fits it perfectly, I think
Yeah.
that's what I would want to do.
Yeah.
I
Got
don't
you.
know. I don't know. Who knows? You see,
Mhm.
that's a hobby that could turn into a million different things.
Right. No, I agree. I agree. I agree. It's well, I mean, it's been a few weeks since we've been on here and stuff, so I figured we'd kind of get an update on everybody, see what we've had going on. I mean, I've been doing a lot of hell work and a lot of this, that, and the other. Just basic everyday grinding out here.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
and yeah, and you've been doing a lot of the same, it seems like.
Yeah. Yeah. Grinding. I mean, I've had at least a job every day. Some days the phone rings like crazy. Some days and the comments are going
These
nuts
comments,
on
dude. These
YouTube
comments are
shorts.
freaking wild, dude. Every time we get on here at the very front, somebody is just crazy with this
Don't
crap,
worry
man.
about it.
It's funny, whatever, but it's wild. It's wild over here.
What up,
Uh,
Noah?
yeah.
No, I've been working hard. Even today was a good day. It started out with just a small appointment this morning, and as soon as
Uh-huh.
I was leaving that, I actually got a call from another PDR tech here in Connecticut. Danny D Dents.
Yeah.
He sent a referral my way, and I ended up going to that customer directly,
Mhm.
today,
Right.
and it worked out great for them, for me. Yeah, so that was very nice of Danny, and it's nice to be getting that kind of recognition from the OGs in your state.
Mhm.
Uh, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that is cool. Um,
But it was a good day. Yeah, grinding. I got home, and this was all the way down. Most people don't know, but down in basically like the panhandle of Connecticut, the little spot down by the coast. It took me, when I
uh,
hit GPS home, it said an hour 56 minutes.
yeah.
So I was like,
You went down there, huh?
I was pretty much right next to New York City.
Yeah.
So you know,
Wow.
whatever.
Yeah.
If that's where the job takes you
Yeah.
and it's worth it,
You're gonna go.
I'm gonna go.
Right. You were mentioning, of course, I'm not going to get into this too crazy, and you don't have to either. But the swap between body shop life to now business owner life. You're saying behind the scenes that it was kind of weird feeling to just get out here and be doing whatever. Um,
Very weird.
yeah,
It feels like almost like retirement. I mean, it's weird to say that. I mean, yeah, I'm putting in more hours if you count all the time I'm here responding to customers and working on my website and stuff, but it's for me.
right.
It doesn't feel like all work. It feels like I
Mhm,
want to work on my website right now. I want
mhm,
to deal with this customer right now, although that's not usually the case, but
right.
but still, like it's just, I don't know. It's weird. It's very weird. I'm loving it. I can't it didn't feel possible. Yeah.
Right.
And
It's funny because all this stuff is just made up.
what?
Everything, the LLC, the routes
Oh,
that you do, the jobs that you go do, it's just all made up.
yeah.
And it's
I
it's it's whatever you want it to be. It's made up. Doesn't matter.
yeah. I
It can be as
it's
big
just
or as little
me.
as you want.
And people are telling me that they see what I'm doing, and I keep getting messages, "Hey man, you're killing it." And it's like, I am?
Yeah. Killing what? How do you know?
Cool. Like does it I don't I guess, like I'm doing okay. I'm paying my bills,
Right.
I'm getting some savings together, I guess that means I'm killing it, that's
Yeah.
we'll see. I only want to improve, You know, this is a
Right.
challenge for me. This is something that I want to build and grow. So,
Mhm.
um,
Yeah, well, I mean, a year from now, you'll be. I mean, you could come back and look at this episode, this little beginning part, and say, you know what, I've grown so much since then.
dude,
So,
I
yeah,
love watching earlier episodes like that.
I don't want to go watch episode the first two or three that we had, dude. Oh my
No,
god.
not those, but
Yeah,
I like just like I don't know in the 30s, 40s,
yeah,
50s
yeah.
region.
I know
Yeah,
what you mean. I know what you
yeah,
mean. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, that's it's mind-boggling. Actually, and quick to hit on this. I mean, Gene's podcast, the All Access podcast.
Hmm.
I'm way behind on it. Pretty much haven't listened to any since MT. So I was on a road trip and I decided to pop it in and I listened to Chase Dolan, that episode. And they mentioned me in the beginning of the podcast because he's like, this is Chase's first podcast. Maybe Smash Masters will pick you up. And they mentioned, and Gene's like, well, I guess Stefan's not technically in PDR yet. And it's like, yes, I am. But it was an old episode.
Yeah. Right. Right.
It was anyway, it was fun to
Right.
hear that and go,
You was about to punch the radio, wasn't you?
That's good. We'll leave it right there.
All right, yeah, let's get out here and let's get Will in here and see what he's got to talk about.
All right.
What's going on, Will?
Hey guys,
How
thanks
you
for having me
doing?
on.
Yes, sir.
It was a pleasure to have you on for sure.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, you know, we kind of banner, do all that kind of stuff, and see the updates on everything. We kind of want to get an update on you because I don't know a whole lot about your beginning stories and all that kind of stuff. So, I know you was a body tech and all that. So, how did we get into the body field? How did we make it there to that point?
Oh boy, going way back.
Right.
So the origins, I would say, is my grandfather used to tinker and restore cars and airplanes. So early on,
Oh,
I was in the
wow.
barn with him, and he'd have me doing little odds and ends here and there. Eventually worked up to beating on some metal, and yeah, that was the introduction.
Yeah.
So what
You
kind
just
of sorry, go ahead, Mike.
I was just gonna say you skipped right over that word airplane like it didn't even exist.
Yeah.
Like what was that again? Like what was that like? What are we doing here?
Oh, it was unique, but as a kid, you don't have a reference. You kind of think everyone's doing the same thing, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
everyone's grandfather's, working on airplanes. But
Right.
yeah, it was really unique. So yeah, early on, he would just give me, pieces, and I'd strip the paint off of it, you know, probably
Yeah.
mess up, and then he'd have me redo it, that kind of stuff. But yeah,
Mhm.
that was the intro. And
Okay.
then from there, it was.
So that built a love of cars
Yeah, well, I mean,
or
hands-on
mechanical
stuff.
things. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
Yeah.
hands-on stuff always appealed to me.
Mhm.
So anytime I got to, use tools, build stuff, I was there, all about it.
Hmm.
And I think the next big stage for me was going to a tech high school.
Mhm.
Okay.
There, you got exposed to a bunch of different trades. You got to try them out. Spend like extended time in each one, and then you eventually narrowed down, what your trade was going to be.
So I
Obviously,
actually I was always curious, sorry, not to cut you off there, sorry.
you're good.
But in the technical high school, what kinds of trades do they cover? Like I really don't know.
Gotcha. So I went to Vinyl Tech in Middletown,
Huh?
Connecticut, just to make that clear. And as far as trades, they had automotive, auto body, carpentry, electrical, HVAC, electromech, uh, culinary, and hairdressing, I believe. I think that's about it.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. That's pretty cool. I think I would have benefited from that. But yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
well, like I said, being more hands-on, getting to try all these different things.
Mhm.
So you picked a few, spend more time in it, and then, like I said, you eventually pick which route you want to go.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
picked auto body and
Okay.
just got right to it.
All right. So where in so we're talking real basic stuff here. So when they start you in auto body school, what did they start with? Like more mechanical stuff, or were you guys handed fenders to hit hammers with, or where did that start?
So it started with basic theory, you know, they have to explain stuff to you first, but then there was a bunch of like donated vehicles that you got to work on. So I mean, these things were
Oh,
beat up, and
yeah.
there's about 4 inches of filler on every single one of those panels.
I've heard
Um,
about these cars before, but I never went to any kind of auto body, nothing like that.
Yeah, it was a good experience for me, and what was really great was that they had a work exchange program. So as the
Hmm.
years progressed, when it was shop time, I got to sign out of school and go to work. So I was
Mhm.
having hands-on experience in the field. So my first shop job, I think I was 15 years old,
Right.
and you know,
Oh,
but
wow.
that's entry level. You're basically sweeping floors and
Yeah. I mean,
taking
you
out
ain't actually
trash.
doing, yeah.
Right, right.
But
It
you
wasn't
knocked that
until
out at 15 instead of me at 22. You
right.
know? So
Yeah,
that's
well, and
pretty cool.
that was the whole thing behind it, was to get people, kids into these shops and
Hmm.
Hmm.
start learning early on, because we all know how hard it is to get into a shop, and they have certain
Not only
expectations.
right, not only that, but to build your tool arsenal, get the toolbox and all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
And,
yeah,
and yeah, I remember having a red Craftsman triple bank box that I was pushing around the shop,
yeah.
and I had pushed that dude over, and it just completely destroyed itself one time. And like the Matco guy come through, and he had a used box. It was yellow. It was ugly as shit, but I bought it. I bought it because I was like, I need something that,
Yep.
and that's all I could get, you know. And it was cool at the time.
Oh
It was
yeah.
way better than a stupid red Craftsman triple bank, but
Oh,
you
I
know,
worked out of Craftsman for quite a while. Yeah, I
yeah,
think right up
Me too.
until senior year, and
yeah,
I might have upgraded.
yeah. That feeling though, when it all falls over, and you know, it's just you know right then, it's like, well, that one's done for.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's never gonna work again.
God, that's I've never had that happen to me. So
Yeah,
I've seen it. I've helped pick a box off a guy pretty much.
yeah.
So yeah, you
Terrifying.
see some crazy stuff in body shops.
Yeah, right, right.
You
No,
see anything?
there's some
Sorry.
crazy stuff going on for sure.
So from trade school, so you completed trade school. Did you already have a job in a shop at that point?
Yeah,
Like, I know
so
you had a position, but like, did you continue a position in after school?
right. So from like junior year, I think, I was in a very small shop in Middletown. It was me and the owner, operator,
Mhm.
technician,
Mhm.
old school guy, never wore a respirator,
Mhm.
no gloves, no PPE, nothing like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
That was
but what
me.
was great about that was that he kind of forced me to do every aspect of the repair process. So
Awesome.
from start to finish, I
Mhm.
had to do everything and, get some experience.
Okay.
So that was really beneficial, and that's when I started buying cars at like Copart and splicing them together. Like that's how two of my cars in high school were from that.
Hmm.
So, and that also kind of got put onto my resume.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
so
Why wouldn't it?
once high school was done, I had decided to go down to Texas to Universal Technical Institute,
That's it.
because I really wanted to get as many iCar certs done, anything that would kind of get my foot in the door.
Hmm.
Again, it's tough as, a young kid for people to take you seriously. So I felt like having those certifications was a good route.
Hmm. I wouldn't disagree. That's one of the things I always tell people, because I talk about trade school, at least my trade school experience with, I don't know. It's kind of like meh, like I didn't really learn anything there.
Mhm.
Um,
Nothing?
I learned to weld. Yeah, I learned how to weld there. I
Yeah.
mean, they put you in a room for 3 months or a month and a half with a welder and some pieces of metal. You're gonna learn how that MIG welder works and how
Right.
to not
At some
burn
point.
through and stuff. So that I did. But no, I didn't learn that much from there.
Mhm.
But so what I do say about my trade school experience is it gave me a certification that said I put effort into this for 15 months and I graduated with honors, and then when I went to the body shop and I sucked,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't initially say, "Hey, you suck, get out." They said, "Well, he's got that thing, that certification, so let's hold on to him, see if he gets better."
Right.
And look at me now. So it's or look at me. I don't know, a couple months ago. A couple months ago. But yeah, it's there is value in the certifications. I agree with you 100%. That's my point.
Yeah, especially like I said, starting out, and
Hmm.
you had to constantly, keep going to those classes, which was frustrating. But yes, there was more knowledge being, introduced,
Mhm.
especially, back in 2010s, that era. We're starting to get into all the new ADAS stuff,
Mhm.
having to have certain certifications to work on airbags, all that kind of stuff. So for me
Yep.
to get that done early on, when some of the veteran technicians didn't have it, it was beneficial.
Yeah, shops hang on to you just for your certifications because they need them to be
Yeah.
ICAR Gold,
Yeah,
or something like
exactly,
that.
exactly. So having someone who was 19 years old, already, like platinum certified or whatever it was like, oh, okay, yeah, let's take them on just so you could have that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, it's funny. I've seen that kind of thing 100 times.
Mhm.
Getting on programs and stuff, got to keep people on the payroll just because they've got that training or whatever. It's like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that is very important too to touch on, is just because you have the certifications doesn't mean that you know everything.
no.
So
Get out of here.
unfortunately, a lot of these people who finished, tech school or, did another trade school, they had this false sense of worth because they had that piece of paper. But when it came to actually implementing that knowledge, they couldn't follow through. So that's where people, I feel like, go, oh, it's worth it. Oh, it's not worth it. Well,
Mm.
you get out of it what you
Mhm.
put into it.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, if you're going to just go to these things just to get them done, you're not going to get anything out of it. But if you go, I mean, I learned a lot of my quarter replacement techniques from my car.
Yep.
That's where I learned that stuff. I didn't
Yeah.
learn from the guy sitting next to me. They didn't want to teach me that kind of stuff. So car.
iCar would teach you some stuff if you would listen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff, I mean, I don't know. I would say that you would rarely see, but for the most
Yes.
part, there was a lot of good information in there that, especially at the times when the weld bond glue and stuff was just coming out, and how to weld through all that stuff, and
Yep.
it just gave you a sense of, okay, well, this is exactly how they're wanting to do that versus I'm guessing,
Mhm.
and I seen a lot of people when that stuff started coming out that they were gluing the panels, letting the stuff dry, and then trying to weld through it. I'm like,
I've
nah,
seen
bro.
that. I saw
Yeah.
someone do that in person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
all good, Alan. No,
and
yeah,
especially, the manufacturer specific ones, I found those to
yeah,
be very helpful. Because
yeah.
the rules don't apply across the board, and people forget that sometimes.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys had seen it also though. When that stuff was coming out, they were like, you don't have to weld this stuff on. You can just glue it all on. And then you go
That's
down the road and you see a freaking guy's bedside all the way off of his truck. It then flew off down the highway.
Yep.
I can't tell you where that information came from, but I can tell you when I was in trade school, that's what they taught us.
Yeah,
They taught us that the new panel bonds, you don't even have to weld anymore. They
right,
literally taught us that. And
right.
I welded a panel. So on my personal car, I cut the spare tire tub out and I put in a flat piece and I welded it on. A guy said, "Why don't you just panel bond it on? Then it's seam sealed at the same time." It's like,
Mm,
no, like I was brand new and I
yeah.
already knew that was not a good idea.
It doesn't
Here I
sound
was,
like a good idea.
here I was setting my car on fire with a MIG welder, but that's besides the point,
Mhm.
but,
Yep.
but yeah, no, I remember that, and yeah, that got some people in trouble.
Yep.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And that's why we all follow procedures now and worry about liability, and
Mhm.
it's changed the entire industry, at least in the U.S.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, as we should, and I think that's kind of a big problem. And one of the motivators for me to kind of exit the field was you know, I wanted to do everything by the books, but unfortunately, you would see people next to you cutting corners, and they'd get, you know, the more work, the you know, better relationship with certain individuals in the
Yep.
shop, and it's just kind of it's frustrating.
Yep.
So unfortunately, I feel like more people are getting rewarded for that type of work, behavior, repairs,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why you're seeing a lot of good technicians leave.
Mm-hmm. I
No.
don't disagree, and that in turn in a lot of shops turns into more money too for that guy who's turning out
Mhm.
more work, and
Yeah.
that can take a real toll on you when you're next to them trying to do your best
Uh-huh.
and you're getting told you're not fast enough every month.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
It's a mental strain over time.
Mm.
I get that. I mean, where you guys live, I mean, cars are probably going to rust out, pretty fast. So, I
Yeah.
mean, and that they probably have that in the back of their mind, like, well, this car ain't going to last that long anyway, so we can just do it that way, and it
Yep.
won't matter in a few years.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it's yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, or people don't own cars for long anymore. That's the other thing a lot of shops bank on because their warranties go for as long as you own the car.
Mhm.
Mhm.
People get rid of cars within a few years usually now,
Right.
so really the repairs only have to last that long. It's like in technically, I mean, but that doesn't sit right with me.
Mhm.
I don't think it sits right with either any of us.
Exactly. Yeah, I personally couldn't let a car go like that. I mean, early on, it was driven into me. It's like, I if you're not doing a good quality repair, you're putting people's lives at risk. You know, not to sound too dramatic,
No,
but it's kind of real, you know? And
100%.
I remember being told nightmare stories about people who were technicians who got sued because they didn't do a proper repair or something like that. I'm like, I'm not gonna be that guy. So
Right.
I
I'm
said
gonna
the
do it by
same
the
thing.
books.
Yep. Yep, I said the same thing. As soon as I learned that liability rests on the technician as well, I said, "Oh,
Yeah,
now I
Mhm.
care
yeah, yeah.
a
The
I'm not
lot
shop
gonna
more."
the shop could be telling you
I'm
to
not gonna
hurry up
go
and
and
just do
do
it,
that.
Yeah,
but when it ultimately falls back on you, it's like, I don't care if you want me to hurry up. I'm gonna do this right so that I don't get screwed later on.
right. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it doesn't even matter. Like, I left the whole industry. Cars that I repaired are still my liability. They could
Mhm.
still track me down if I did something not right to them and that caused somebody to get hurt.
Yeah.
So that's I'm glad I didn't do that. Weight off my shoulders. So
Yeah, and it's also a sense of personal pride too. I mean, if you're able
sure.
to take a crumpled up beer can and bring it back to factory standards, I love that.
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
isn't
know,
that
right.
cool?
That's a
when I
lot of
see
reason
someone,
why we get into this work anyway, is to do the best job that we can, not to really get in here and do a bunch of hack work. I mean, nobody sets out, I don't think, to do that. I mean,
no, I think if anything, they're misguided somewhere along the road. They have a mentor or someone who works next to them says, "Hey, you don't have to do that. Don't worry about that. You know, hurry
right.
up, get it done."
And I do feel like it's a lot of the time what shop that you start out in is what shop's going to set the standard for how you think.
Absolutely.
Um, you know what I'm saying? Like
I like
if
that.
you have a low quality, low standard shop that they're just like, well, we don't need a resistance welder. Let's just plug weld this because that's okay. We don't need all that equipment. Okay. And then you gotta, which you can make that stuff look good. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't look factory
Hmm.
Hmm.
and it'll never look factory. So why try to do something that you know you can never reach? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, and that's what I'm talking about. Like you, and I don't know that'll bring your spirits down on that a little bit, especially if you're just piece and use panels and parts together. Eventually, you're just gonna be like, well, this sucks. I mean,
Hmm.
done. But on the other hand, if you got a shop that says, all right, we want these things to look like factory, we want this to do this and that and the other. When you do put a car back together and it looks like it did in the original sense, other than the seam welds and a little bit of filler work you had to do, to put the two panels together, I mean, that's a good job, and that's really all you can ask for.
Hmm.
Yep.
So I
Eh,
think where you start out sets the standard for sure.
Yeah, and it takes so much learning and time and experience to get to
Mhm.
that level that it's like Will said, it's a sense of pride thing.
Right, it is.
It's a I did a great job on every single job because that's the kind of technician I am.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I feel like you just have to accept like you're gonna be slow. It's
Mhm,
always I've always thought about quality first. Put in
mhm,
the reps, the speed will come.
Mhm.
So you have to play the long game. Don't rush to be at the same pace as the veteran guy next to you.
mm,
Learn off of him. Try to absorb what you can from them. Bug them if you have to,
mhm,
but make sure that you're doing a good job. That's really all that matters at the end of the day.
mhm.
Mhm. No, I agree. I agree with that. And talking about doing a good job on some stuff, like what kind of work did you gravitate towards? Did you like doing the metalwork side of it? Did you like doing the mud work side, or body fitting or panel fitting or anything like that? Framework. I mean, what did you gravitate towards when you were in the body shop?
So when I first started out, I loved painting.
Okay,
My cars in high school, I was fortunate
that's
enough
what
to
I
bring them
started
into the
out
shop
doing.
and got to do my own paint jobs. They're terrible, but they're still
Hmm,
me trying to do something fun and
mm,
Yeah.
creative. Love that. When I got into like my first big body shop,
Hmm.
they already had painters established. I had asked about it. Can I fit in there? Nope. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to be a body tech. All right. Well, I already have experience with that. So let's just get really good at that. So metalwork was definitely something I gravitated towards.
mm,
I loved fabricating whenever I could.
Hmm.
But yeah, being able to actually shrink metal back in the day was valuable. So I got good at that. Good panel replacement, fitment, all of that. Crazy OCD. So I made sure all my gaps were even,
Yeah.
nothing out of place. That was kind of where I shined, I guess.
mm.
Right. Right.
Hey,
No, that's good.
somebody's got to be that guy.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to be that guy in the shop where if you need something done, perfect,
Right.
and nothing's perfect. Nothing's
No.
perfect in this world, but if you need something done, perfect,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
and I always was like, I'm gonna be that guy,
Hmm.
right? And I think that's why you and I get along because I think we were both kind of like that. But I also feel like most shops can only handle one.
Yeah.
Well, because cars would take forever to leave.
Right.
Right.
You need the guys that are gonna slap mud all over, coast to
Yeah.
coast jobs, but yeah.
Yeah. And going further into my career, I built the skill set, and, I really got good with metalwork and stuff like that. So getting into some of these higher end shops, I was able to work on some of these bigger projects, restorations, and I was very proud of the work, the end result.
Mm,
There's a few cars, I can think back and like, yeah, that I nailed that. I'm so happy with that. Getting
mhm,
a
Mhm.
customer's reaction for me doing, a full restoration or putting an aftermarket part on the car that I had to rework, refabricate, and then being so excited about the end project, result. Like that's what I was always striving for and pursuing. It's not necessarily about the hours. It's not about the bottom line. I want people to love the work and not
mm.
have any complaints and build a good reputation.
So you touched on something there that we don't normally hear. A couple things. One, you said full restoration. Two, you said customers' reaction.
Right.
So first, let's touch on you did some resto work. Like,
Yeah.
did you?
So
Yep.
as far as one particular was a Defender 110, I believe,
Okay.
and that was frame up restoration. If anyone's familiar with Defenders, it's a lot of aluminum. Panels were pretty rough, if I can be polite about it.
Hmm.
And I took the time to make all the gaps, as square and even all the way around, which is something you really didn't see. Just thorough refabricating of certain parts, stuff that was broken. There was like an AC unit that had a plastic housing, can't find them, so I plastic welded the whole thing back together,
Hmm,
sanded, painted, it looked new again with the
hmm.
original labels, everything. little detail stuff, even making, knobs for the, the AC control out of metal, just handcrafting it.
Sweet.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. So where did you get? Were you just in the body shop, and the body shop decided to take on resto work? Where was it a
So that was at
slow?
the last body shop that I worked at, which was Capozzi's Custom Car Line.
Okay.
So they did, high-end luxury vehicles, and they would occasionally take on, big restoration jobs, that being one of them.
Okay. But they did insurance collision work as well.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. All right. No, so that makes sense. So you don't normally see shops do that kind of stuff. I've seen some smaller mom and pops. Like my
Mhm.
very first shop when I was in trade school was a mom and pop. It was just the owner, a body tech, and then me, the helper. You
Mhm.
know,
I
and
started in
that was it.
a shop in, I think it was 2012 maybe, that did restoration and insurance work. So,
Yeah.
yeah, they had a lot of Chevelles come through
Mm.
there, and that caused me to hate those cars. I mean, hate them. They were all red. They all had a black stripe on them, every single one of them. Yeah, there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on. So,
That's interesting. I just, I feel like usually you see them separate unless it's a little organization.
yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely more of a specialty shop because I
Yeah.
mean it ran the gamut. So another job I remember doing there was a rollover. It was a 911. So that was, I mean, both quarter panels cut, ripped off,
Yeah.
replaced, roof, fenders,
You
top to
built
bottom, it got restored basically.
you built a
Right.
car.
The exterior essentially, yeah. And
Yeah.
I love that car.
Yeah,
I'm
isn't
so
that
proud of
cool
it.
though? Being able
Yeah,
to do that and being like,
yeah.
No, those are
I
cool
did
cars
that,
to do. Yeah.
And
Right.
and people complain about that kind of stuff, which like they say, oh, it'll never be the same again. It's like, well, maybe if that guy did it, but I fixed it, so it's better than the factory, like, come
Yeah.
on, like this, I put my heart and soul into this repair.
Yeah, and I
Mhm.
mean, I was definitely influenced as a kid, watching what was it, like Monster Garage and some of those old
Hell
like
yeah.
Boyd Coddington stuff like that. Y- Constantly chasing that,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I wish there was more of that, but unfortunately, at least in our area, the market's not 100% there, or I was constantly trying to find it.
Mm,
So that was the closest I got to living that type of dream, and I
mm.
enjoyed every second of it.
Jesse James was cool back in the day. I don't care who you are. I mean, he
Oh,
I
was.
agree.
he's such a huge influence. I was constantly like, oh,
Right.
I want to try and learn how to weld or fabricate.
Mm,
It's a craft, and I think people forget that even just about regular auto body, it is a craft,
mm.
and
Uh,
we overlook it. And now people are becoming just panel replacers and
right.
slapping mud on, and it's kind of losing what it used to be, at least in my
Hmm.
mind.
Yeah,
That's kind
it's
of
less of an art. It's more of a book time crap,
Yeah,
what it
yeah.
is now in a shop. You're in there, and then they cut all the times and stuff to death, and then now you're here. And I was just thinking about that lawnmower Mustang from Monster Garage. That's crazy that you pop in here, Hudson, and say that.
Deep
That
cut.
thing was wild.
Mm,
Uh,
mm.
but yeah, that's how it is out here. I mean, I'm in a body shop today looking at stuff, and you can just hear the conversations about what they ain't paying, what they ain't cutting, what they won't allow, pictures, this, that, or other, and it's like, man, that's exhausting.
Hmm.
It really is.
It was creating more work to do less work. If that makes sense.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yes. Uh, I've got a hood on a stand over there right now that
In
was
your living
replaced in
room?
a body shop. Yes. In my living room on a stand. I'm just playing with it. I live alone. I can do what I want.
Yeah, right.
And it was thrown out by a body shop. And
Mhm.
I'm gonna PDR that. I mean, it's just a super stretched dent, but I could have repaired it with filler like in about an hour,
Yeah,
Mhm.
and they
right,
replaced it. It's like
right.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like
different.
there needs to be more of that too, where I remember there being scrap fenders and be like, well, today's kind of a slow day. Let me try and straighten this out just for the, the fun of it, or just to
Right.
improve my skills. And that's not really encouraged. They're like, don't waste your time with that. Go do something else.
Right.
Why improve your skills?
No.
It
Go
baffles
sit
me.
on your phone. Who cares?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and
Right.
that's both on the techs and the
Oh
shop.
yeah. Oh yeah.
It starts out like if your Monday is not productive and that non-productive moves over into Tuesday, you already know that you're, and this isn't hourly, this is flat rate. Okay. So if your Tuesday is trash, then your week is gone. Like you're pretty much prepping for next week at that point. That's, that's body shop stuff in there. And
Yeah, well, flat rate, that's definitely a whole different world. I remember working that and not really understanding it at the beginning, and
Mhm.
not really knowing how to make it work to my benefit. Because again, I was just trying to make sure I did a good job, and then I go look at my hours at the end of the week. I'm like, man, I didn't do enough.
It's not meant for us. It's not meant for us.
Yeah.
Flat rate's a
So
whole different animal. That's like navigating a business on your own, except you're working for somebody. That's basically what that is. It's
Yeah.
it can be difficult. Like I said, if your Monday isn't good, like if the shop didn't schedule enough cars, do enough things, or you get like a job that's gonna sit in one of your stalls for at least 2 weeks, nah, man, you've had a bad couple of weeks right there, and you already know it. Scrap wheel, tail wheel.
What does he mean by that?
I don't know.
Type it better, David. Hudson says, best body man I ever encountered were the guys that were practicing their welds and organizing their tools for maximum efficiency so they didn't have to work in front of them. Yeah. So, but those are rare. Those are, we are rare, it's,
Right.
I mean, even you would have not commonly seen me practicing welds, but I have.
Oh man, yeah. I was jonesing any chance I could try and use like a TIG welder. I was all over it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I bought one so I could.
Yeah, down in when I was in school in Texas, we did like a custom metal fab class, and I'll never forget this. I got to use the TIG welder before lunch, and then someone had dropped it and broke the cup, so that was the last I got to use of it. So it wasn't until I was like back home, and I think actually when I was working on a project for Shell Oil Company, they were doing a hybrid tractor trailer, and I got to do some TIG welding then, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
TIG
welding is fun, especially when you're in there and trying to weld razor blades and Coke cans together. That's really fun to do.
Oh, trying to learn how to TIG weld aluminum while building stuff was infuriating.
Oh yeah, it's definitely ridiculously hard to do, but once you get it, it's locked in. It's locked in at that point.
It's funny, actually. Aluminum was the first metal I welded TIG welding. It was in high school.
Yeah.
We had the first robotics team at our high school. Well, it wasn't associated with our high school, but at one point it was. But yeah, they had the TIG welder, and they had a senior. It was like, here, want to learn how to weld? I'm like, yeah, come behind this curtain. First time I ever welded was aluminum TIG welding. It's pretty. I fell in love with it. So yeah, I bought a TIG welder and have yet to put a plug in my garage for it. So I'll get there eventually.
You didn't buy the multi-voltage plug welder?
Yeah, I did buy the multi-voltage, but I'll tell you that thing welds like crap on 120. So
does it?
Yeah, I just put it back in the corner.
Can't get the whole. What, you got a 200 amp? You have a 200 amp welder then, I'm assuming?
I'd have to look. It's a big welder. It does everything.
Usually TIG welders won't weld over 90 amps on 120. So that's why I'm asking. That's
more than I do then.
If you say it sucks on 120, that's why, because you're welding stuff that requires more than 90 amps.
Okay.
Which I get that.
That's fair.
It happens.
That's fair. I just, I'm doing the garage up now. I get it wired up and I'll be able to use it soon. So
Yeah.
I'll let you know how it works then. But yeah, it does everything. I bought it. It's a MIG, TIG, does pulse welding, aluminum, steel, it does everything in one box. And you know what the problem with that was? They don't make a roller cart big enough for it.
Yeah.
So that thing is massive and it's sitting on a Harbor Freight dolly.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that
It
works.
works.
hey, yeah, no, it works.
Yeah.
It works.
Well, we've got 15 minutes left,
Yeah,
and
let's get
let's-
into your solo venture here.
right. So
Sure.
yeah, how did we make? What was the leap, and how was that for you?
So what ended up happening was I was working on my personal car, had to do a bunch of, body work, rust repair, unfortunately, as we all deal with up here in the Northeast.
Mhm.
And I know how much goes into doing a proper paint job, and I had caught wind of this whole vinyl stuff, and I was like, you know what, that seems like a fun thing to try, and let's do it. So ordered up some film, had the car in my garage, and just started going at it. And it was the most difficult thing I ever tried to learn from the get-go. But did a decent enough job that people were giving me, compliments, and not bad for your first go. And then, Dave White fortunately saw it and saw, hey, do you want to try doing this full time? I kind of want to extend the services that I provide at the shop. And it was at that point in my body shop career where I was kind of like, I was looking for more challenge,
Right.
constantly trying to grow skills and improve. And I was like, you know what? Let's take the leap. Let's try this out.
Mhm.
And committed and doing vinyl and learning how to do paint corrections and ceramic coatings, and eventually learning how to do PPF as well. So I had to try to learn these three things all at the same time while trying to go solo. Not the best recipe, I would say. It was definitely a lot of uphill battles, but getting better with each go, with each rep. And
No,
that's where we are now.
that's true. I mean, anything that's difficult is worth trying to do and overcome. I mean, if it was all easy, then there wouldn't be no reward at the end of it. There would be no skill base. There would be nothing like that.
Yeah.
No sense of achievement in there. So that's really cool that Auto Body offers that in a bunch of different fashions, whether it's PDR, PPF, Auto Body, and painting. All these things have those senses. What are you smirking at over there?
Sorry.
What are you looking at?
I didn't see David's comment from earlier. He says, how happy are you guys not being at a body shop anymore? It made me really happy.
Yeah.
You know what? I like being clean now. How about that?
Oh my God. No, you have no idea how happy I am being out of the shop.
Pollen, body shop. I don't have to take Allegra. I don't have to do any of that stupid crap anymore. And used to, my sinuses were just completely destroyed.
Roy says his vase doesn't need words over on Instagram. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Gave it away. By the way, Dave was talking about the red 911 spoiler when he said scrap whale.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was it was a fiberglass spoiler. I think it was supposed to replicate like one of like the GT3 like spoilers.
I remember that car.
And it was all fiberglass, it went over the quarter panel, so there was no gap. The wing itself didn't fit the mounting locations. So I literally cut, reshaped, fabricated a few pieces and got the thing dialed in, looking really sharp. And that was going back to one of the great experiences of having a customer come out, look at the car, get super excited, be really, really pleased with the outcome. And technicians don't get that all the time. A lot of us are just stuck in the back. So when you get to see that, it's so gratifying.
Right.
And yeah, that's one of those jobs that it's always going to stay with me.
That's what I forgot to hit back on. You talked about customer satisfaction being a body tech. That's way cool that you got that, because I
Right.
didn't get that at all. And
Well,
that's my
yeah,
favorite part about being out on my own.
and I think that's one of the things that kind of eats away at technicians is there's never, I don't want to say never because it can be case by case,
Rarely. It's rare.
but more often than not, it's you finish a job, it's like, okay, what do you want? A pat on the back, get to the next one.
Yeah.
You know, it's rare that you get that moment of great job.
Good job.
You
Yeah.
did the repairs properly. You know, you did this custom work excellently. Like just that little bit of gratification. It's just, you know,
It
I
sounds
agree.
so stupid, but it's
It
so real. Just tell me that they liked it. That's
yeah,
it. Just
yeah.
I don't even need to hear it from them.
Uh-huh.
I could hear it from you who heard it from them.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And it
right.
meant
I'll
nothing to
tell you right
you.
now, Steffi, you did a great job today.
Mm.
And then last week you done a great job. I mean, why not?
There you go. There you
All right.
go.
know?
I think I need a new podcast co-host. Will, you want to be?
Look, I'm just being honest. Like, you know,
I'll be a
I
third
got
wheel for you guys.
Yeah. Oh God.
yeah.
No, it just is what it is, you know. And I'm sorry if I seem upset about that, but that's one of the things that when I was working in the body shops, I think I
Mhm.
told every single shop that. I think I
Right.
told every writer that. I think I told every CSR that.
Uh-huh.
And I'd get a 1 after I told them. They'd come back and they'd be like, "Hey, that one you just did, they say good job." And it's like,
Right.
awesome, you know, and then
Mm.
never again. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and it's like, you know, I meant for this to continue. You know, like,
Yeah, you get that it's always the manager that done a good job on your car, that done a good job communicating and all this stuff.
Oh, okay.
You
So
know,
as far as a
especially when
good
you read
story,
down your shop reviews wherever you work, and I don't know, it's just wild.
absolutely. Just real quick, doing a nightmare job. I think it was a Mercedes, a long time ago, but I remember this vividly. Went, you know, above and beyond to fix this thing. Did it right. Came out great. I was proud of it.
Uh-huh.
Car gets delivered. Customer's happy. He says, "I want to do something nice, you know, for the nice work." Okay, cool. I mean, maybe just grab some beer. You know, that's always appreciated. Just a 6-pack. Just thank you. The writer in the shop took it.
oh,
And
Right.
he was like, "Oh, he said I did a good job."
yeah.
And everyone in the shop just daggers at him, just like, "What are you doing?" Like,
Oh my God. That's
sounds about right.
amazing. That's
That sounds
amazing.
about right.
So it's that separation of like, "Oh, but he said I did a good job."
Oh
Did you
my
work on the car?
God. Oh
I
my
appreciate you doing your job. You're part of this, you know, whole
Listen,
machine
yeah,
and everything.
they don't have an easy job, but
No, not at all. But it was like,
Right.
thank you for doing, like, saving my car. It was like almost totaled or something like that. And it's just like,
yeah,
bro,
that's right.
for a 6-pack?
Yeah, you traded it now. They're gonna tell everybody Dave does a good job.
Dave and his
Dave and
team.
his team do a good job.
I see that on the reviews from you guys all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Dave
that,
and
I
his
remember that
team.
early on.
Yeah,
No,
it's
I
like-
got called a helper early on. That
That's
one got me.
right.
I was
I
like,
remember
okay, I need to get ahead of this. So I need
Dave-
to, yep,
Dave and his
become
helper.
more out in the open and actually interact with customers and be able to talk to them, which has been new.
At some point, like just saying the word helper is kind of a cringe word. I mean, it shouldn't be, but it feels like it, you know?
Yeah.
They don't,
Like-
yeah, they don't mean it in a bad way. But
I know, but it's like
it's almost a bit degrading. It's like, yeah, no, I haven't spent 15 plus years in the field learning the skills. No problem.
There's the troll
Gee.
coming in.
wow, Dave. Look at that bottom comment there, bro. Look at
Dave
this.
just cries about his trips to Summy. All right, I'm sorry. Sorry,
Oh.
you gotta know the whole story to get that joke. Sorry, everybody, but Dave takes a lot of vacations.
Yeah.
We'll say that.
Dave does vacation well. He's very vacationed. I will say that.
Yeah, it's a protege of Kevin.
I'm not hating. I'm definitely not hating. It's all
No.
good.
We're jealous. We're just.
I'm
jealous.
not
I
even
think it's
jealous. Yeah, I'm not even jealous. That's awesome that you get to do that.
No, that's awesome. It is very awesome. Touching on that Porsche though. So after you did all that work to it, then didn't it show up at where you work now?
Yeah, that was a surprise, and I knew it right away too that it was it. You know, I popped the the deck lid, and I was like, "Yep, this is all me." And I got to re-inspect it. Everything's holding up, and I was like, "All right,
That's
Yeah.
that's
good
amazing.
stuff."
What did you have to do to it?
He just wanted some vinyl on the spoiler, so I put some black vinyl on it, I believe, and then a little bit of PPF around like the wheel well. Nothing
Mhm.
crazy, but it was cool to at least be like, "Hey, man, I'm sure you don't remember me, but I'm the guy that put this on for you." He's like, "Oh crap! Like I can't believe you're here now," and got to catch up. And hey,
That's
if you
pretty
ever need
crazy.
anything in this new field, I'm here.
Yeah,
That's
right.
pretty crazy. Now I remembered what I was going to say. So your story reminded me of another one where I really took a lot of pride in a job. I was working at a shop, and it's like a 10 or 15-year-old 5 series. It was a 540i, like E39. And for those who know, the E39 5 series is like the epitome of BMW, especially if it's an M5. But it was a 540, which is still a 4-liter V8, and it was stick shift. Nice car, black, hit down the side. I
Mhm.
put my everything into this car because I loved it so much. Found that the latches weren't working. They just they were worn out. They weren't locking or something. So we advised the customer and say, "Hey, we should put some new latches in it. We got your doors apart." And he went, "No." It's like, okay, we put them in. Comes to pick up the car, the owner of the shop I was working at, rips him a new one for the latches not working. So the owner of the shop drives the car in the back, rips me a new one.
Yeah.
And in this situation with this guy, you just take it. You don't talk back. You don't say anything. He's just ripping into you. And then he storms off. My manager walks up to me and goes, "What happened?" I said, "The guy complained about the latches." And my manager said, "The one we asked him to replace?" And I'm like, "Yep." So my manager goes and tells the boss. Boss comes back, gets in the car. I stomped the tires in the shop and just tore that thing around the building. Told the guy never to come back.
Oh.
But then he walked in the back and he's walking by my bay. He goes, "Sorry, Stefan."
Well, at least you got that.
Everybody in the shop said, "We've never heard him apologize ever."
Hey, at least you got it though.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. But
Well,
man,
'cause
I'll
that story
never
could have
forget
just
that
ended
car.
as being deflating, because that does happen.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, right.
And then you go, "Oh, well, why did I put all that effort in?"
Oh, man. Oh, well, I did feel like that because the customer was a complete ass,
It
It's
was a
like,
good thing
man.
though that at the time that you did document and say, "Hey, we should put new latches in here," because if you had never said that, then
I would have been screwed at the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have been screwed. And we would have had to put latches in it and eat the
Probably.
cost, and it would have been my fault. Would have come out of my pay. Like, oh, what an industry.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy good
It's
times,
not for
though.
the weak, that's for sure.
What an industry. All right. So, sir, you post videos. The name of your company is Obscure Perspective Studio, correct? Is that what people should look up to find your stuff?
Yeah, so I mainly post on Instagram. Do post on Facebook as well, just parallel.
Okay.
Okay. I
But,
enjoy the videos, especially the one you did of a RAV4 with some blue on the back.
That goofy looking one that guy drives around.
And you put the
Yeah.
purple all over it.
I see it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
Came
Yeah.
out great. I love that thing.
No, it looks good. It looks
do.
good.
Couldn't have picked anything better. And I've gotten so many comments from people on it. I've gotten a few people that are like, "Where'd you get that done?" I need that color. It's
I
like,
was thinking the same thing, David. Don't worry. I was thinking, I didn't say it, but I was thinking it.
yeah. Hater.
No, I'm not hating. That's not
I'm
me.
telling David,
Oh,
hater.
oh,
He
no,
called us haters.
No, it looks good. It looks good.
I think it looks amazing.
Yeah.
It did the job perfectly. It's grabbing the attention. It makes me look professional. It's seriously, as soon as it was on there, I all of a sudden jobs sold easier, like everything.
Awesome.
Made it, people stopping by while I'm working. Hey, I got this dent. You fix dents, things like that. Like, couldn't be better. And especially when you compare it to my initial I was initially going to put words all over my car.
Yeah.
So much better than that. I'm so glad people talked me into simplicity, and my wallet did some talking on that simplicity too. I'm like, no, I'm only going to get the logos.
Well, but that's kind of part of what I do is like, I want to talk to my clients and make their projects, come to life in the way that they've envisioned it. That's very gratifying, especially when you get that reaction.
Yep. No, it's been good. It's been really good. Yeah, I definitely don't regret it. That's for sure.
Well, we made the hour mark.
We have. So Will, thank you very much for coming on. This is a great show. I'm glad we got to share this with other people who may be thinking about, leaving the field. For what reason? I have no idea why you'd leave auto body.
Any kind of, just taking the leap. I mean, whatever you want to do. I mean, sometimes you got to get out here and be uncomfortable. And that's the hardest part, is getting in that uncomfortable spot. But then you get there and it's all uphill from there. And it just feels like a new journey, it's just a new everything that's out there that you didn't have prior. So it's cool. I like it.
I think, you nailed it as far as uncomfortable. I think if you're not uncomfortable, then you're not trying new things. You're not challenging yourself. You need to be constantly like complacent. That means that you're not really growing. So always pursue more stuff, whether it is in auto body, whether it's in PDR, whether it's in PPF. Keep
regardless
learning,
of the industry.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
I can fully agree.
I know you do. I'm just kidding with you. I'm just kidding.
Thanks everybody for coming in. Thanks for watching. Thanks Nick for showing up.
Yeah, I did. I showed up.
Yeah, good job.
We showed up.
Proud of you.
We showed up after a few weeks of being off. So,
and David remembered to watch. Amazing.
Yeah. Well, all right. One of y'all's buying David lunch tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess that falls on me.
I guess I'll avoid the shop tomorrow.
Yeah, you might need to. Right. David, one of them's buying you lunch tomorrow. All right.
Yeah, I'll bill you, Nick.
Oh yeah. All right. Y'all have
everybody.
See you guys.
Have a good night.
So crank it up loud.